But today, we're going to focus on one game in particular. We're going to play Virtue's Last Reward, which I am very excited about. I'm very excited to see what Wikipedia articles the creator read this time around, and how much or little they have to do with the story. I'm very excited. It's going to be a good time. And I hope you're all ready to experience it with me. Okay, that is pretty loud. Turn it down. Sorry. It pauses when I click out of it. There we go. That's... Oh, no. Go back. Quit the game. No, I want to see the intro. No, I messed it up. I messed it up. We could do it. We could get it right this time. But watch the intro and I won't click anything. I won't have to adjust the volume. It'll be fine. I can't trust anyone. Everybody betray me. I'm fed up with this world. Oh, that's a bunny. I guess I could move the cursor away, huh? Oh, there's models in this game. That's crazy. Memento Mori, I know what that means. This is kind of raw. I'm fed up with this world. Sigma, oh gosh. Oh, because it's the No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Oh. So, what? Sigma? Because I know you play as like Gigachad in this game. Because in the in the Steam banner, it shows you Junpei and this like super Chad dude standing next to Junpei. So I'm like, oh, that must be the Virtue's Last Reward guy who's a Gigachad. And Junpei was 6. Let's see. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta. Okay. No, okay. Zeta is 6. So we're not Gigachad named Sigma. That would scare me too much. I would have lost my shit. This game is real. Don't believe their lies. It really happens. Ooh. December 25th, 2028. But is he like a mechanic? He has a cool old car and he's in like this jumpsuit. Maybe he's a mechanic. Mechanic is pretty... Oh god, we are named Sigma. Fuck! Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta. Zeta is 6. Let me look this up. No, we're not gonna start looking. We need to deal with this. Ugh. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna explode. Wait. Where the hell am I? Looks like an elevator, but...
Isn't that obvious?
Yeah. Who the hell are you? Hello? Right, okay. Let's try a different tack here. Where the hell are we? Also, while we're at it, why? No response? You always this friendly, or did I kick you while I was sleeping? There's Bunny. Damn. No luck there either, huh?
I'm plenty friendly.
What?
I said I'm plenty friendly.
Hey, looks like you can talk after all. So, let's try this again. Where are we?
Don't know.
Oh, they're weird models. I liked it better when they were drawn. Boo. Yeah, they're Vita models. Oh boy. Well, could be worse, I guess. You could have said, actually, we're stuck in a booby-trapped elevator in the bowels of a top-secret government facility where they conduct grotesque human experiments. Right, back to the first question then. Who are you? By which I mean, what's your name?
Sigma.
Cute. That's my name. I'm asking you what... Wait a second. How do you know my name? I haven't met you before, have I?
No, you haven't. I don't have any idea who you are. But
But what? But how could you know my name if you don't have any idea who I am?
how the hell am I supposed to know? I just know it, okay?
Mouth. Hey, no need to bite my head off. It's just, you're not really making any sense here. And you still haven't told me who you are.
Shut up! Just back off, Grandpa.
Grandpa?
Look, I just don't know, alright? It's just kind of there. Like, I looked at you, and some part of my brain just said, that's Sigma.
But hold on a second.
What do you think this thing is?
Huh?
This bracelet? See, you've got one too.
Oh no, are we in pairs now?
They're pretty much identical.
We gotta pair with the person who adds us up to 9. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, no, we're just pair 3. So it's like it's like the world ends with you. Where'd they come from?
It was on already when I woke up. Haven't figured out what it's for yet, though.
I've been playing through No More Heroes 1 because I want to play No More Heroes 2. Neo, or sorry, No More. I'm thinking of all these games that are coming out. I want to play Neo: The World Ends with You, but I need to get through the first one. So I've been playing that on Switch, so it's on the brain. Well, doesn't seem like it's a watch, does it?
No. It's just got a 3 and the word pair.
No. Gay Luigi.
What are you doing?
Trying to get it off.
Good luck. I spent a while trying to get mine off while you were napping. It's on pretty tight. Doesn't even have a clasp or anything.
What about these buttons on the sides?
I pressed them, but nothing happened. Not even a beep.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing. Damn it. What the hell is going on here? Somebody better start explaining, or...
Hey, look!
Whoa! What?
There's something on that screen over there.
Wait, what?
How are you feeling?
Not great, Monokuma.
I am Zero the Third, the king of this kingdom!
What the hell is that?
A rat?
No. Pretty sure it's a rabbit.
I'm sure you've got lots of questions. It just seems silly to have a big old chit-chat right now. So, I'm gonna give you a game to play.
A game?
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm calling it the Nunnery Game! Ambidex Edition! There's more to it. Lots more. But if I told you now, that'd be cheating. So, hurry up and get out. I'll be waiting.
Hey, hold on. Who the hell?
All right. I forgot to tell you the most important thing. This elevator you're in, it's gonna fall in a few minutes. Way down.
Fall?
Yes, indeedy. So you'd better get moving. I'll see you later. Have a nice trick.
Yeah, see you next fall. That joke wasn't any funnier in elementary school.
Oh, I get it. Trip and trick, huh?
Don't tell me you're impressed. Oh, for the love of... Damn it. Damn it! God damn it! This is bullshit! That stupid rabbit didn't tell us anything. How are we even supposed to get out of here? Oh well. I guess whining about it isn't gonna help anybody. We won't be able to get any answers if we can't get out of here. You with me? Come on, just nod or something.
I don't want to die here any more than you. Let's go.
Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence, lady. Yeah, seek a way out! Yay, they said the line! This game consists... Ugh, I had like a burp happening in the middle of trying to say that. This game consists of two sections, the escape portion and the novel portion. Do it. Yeah, there you go. The goal of the escape portion is to escape from whatever room you're in, hence the name. First, click anything on the screen that catches your attention. You can change the camera angle by dragging the cursor across the screen. Okay, so it's like that. What do you think this means? Hell if I know. It's just a bunch of pictures of babies and old people. Why don't you see if you can get it off the wall? Some things you come across and collect won't be stored with the rest of your items. Instead, they'll be put in the file. To look at and review them, just click the archive button in the menu, then navigate to the tab called File. Well, let's look at it. We have archive. The more you know. The useful menu bar. I'm not reading all these. Borderline experimental. I'm down for that. The flowchart. Yay! Thank you, flowchart. I owe you my life. Whoa, whoops. Perhaps a rival martial artist challenges you to a duel. Interrupted, simply click the save button. History. That's nice. Escaping the novel. Blah, blah, blah. Not a touchy-feely person, you can also use WASDs to move and or select. Oh, that's nice. Change position of the camera, keyword E. Ooh. Whatever, we'll look at these later. I just wanted to get a little feel for it. Look at that, that's nice. I can use this if I want. When you see the word zoom in cyan in the top right corner of your screen, this game is in zoom mode. Turn to your normal view from zoom mode, press the escape key, drag downward, or click the cyan triangle at the bottom. Okay. What the hell is this stupid thing? It's huge. Is it an ATM? I see. And then do you think the safe down here is stuffed with cash? Well, that would be nice. No, it wouldn't. We have bigger problems than money right now. Well, then why'd you bring it up, idiot? Like, I don't know, getting the hell out of here. Well, you don't have to yell about it. Yep, I remember. I know. Look at the controls. Click the help. A square metal box. Looks like a safe. Yeah. I wonder what's inside. Something someone wants to keep safe. What else would you put in a safe? Well, what do you think it could be? A cracker? What the hell's so important about a cracker? Okay. How about a tie deposit box? A what? What does that even mean? Let's just try and open it. Well, how? Well, there's some kind of pattern on the front with a 3x3 grid, right? I'm guessing that's how you open it. Right. Let's give it a shot then. Each escape room has a safe somewhere. These safes have 2 passwords, one for escaping and one for a hidden file. When you open the safe using the escape password, you'll get a key that will allow you to leave the room you're in. If you open the safe with a hidden file password in hard mode, you'll get a gold file. If you do the same in easy mode, you'll get a silver file instead. Gold and silver files contain supplementary facts and background information that will give the novel sections added depth, but are not necessary for escaping. In order to escape and continue the game, you must open the safe with the escape password. Okay. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there's 3 things for each. That way you really need to know exactly what it is. Damn. No luck. Well, of course not. You're not gonna get far just guessing. We need to find a clue. Alright. Clues it is. Fire extinguisher. Pull out the key. Use the key to open the door. And these look like instructions for using a fire extinguisher. Yeah, but what it actually says seems weird. Yeah. This looks like a case for a fire extinguisher. Let me see if I can open it. Damn. No good. Is it locked? Looks that way, yeah. Alright. Good to know. Baby. What is this? So why are these colored like this? Oh. Hey, this end is loose. Can you take it off? Well, let's see. Yeah, I knew it. Ooh, I got a handle. It's a positive handle. I can assume that the item screen. While you're on the item screen, you can inspect the items you found or can find or hold them. To access the item screen, click on the item icon over there. Okay. Can I get this one too? Nice. Okay, so it's also a plus. Can I combine them? No. I kind of figured. I guess I should examine it. Probably the handle for some kind of tool. The grip is blue. I'm assuming this says the same thing. Probably the handle for some kind of tool. The grip is red. Okay. It's a baby. Hey, have you seen a baby in here? Goo goo. Sorry, another baby. Stop screwing around and think. Don't you remember seeing some babies? Yeah, opportunity to switch difficulty levels. If you get stuck, you can switch to easy by opening the menu and clicking the button. In easy mode, the other characters will give you more hints. However, once you've switched the difficulty to easy, you can't switch it back to hard until you finish that escape. When you start over in a particular escape or enter it for the first time, the difficulty is automatically set to hard. Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. If it starts you out on hard, I'm fine with sticking with that. I'm gonna steal all these handles first before I do anything else. I'm just gonna take all these. Nyomp. Yeah, baby. Okay. So I can use these on those first. Oh, look, there's a fire extinguisher. Get that key from the fire extinguisher. And that's the fire extinguisher pin. You'll find two types of items in the game. Hints in the item form, items you can use in some way. In order to use an item, click whatever you want to use it on while holding the item. Okay. Whatever item is the front on the item screen is the item you are currently holding. Picture of it will also appear in the item icon. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I can go back and use this. All right, let's see if this pin can open the lock. Looks like it worked. Excellent. Okay, time to see what's inside. Huh. What's this? Polyurethane packaging. There are a few pieces of metal in here. 4 of them. They look like sockets for socket wrenches. Each one has a different shape, though. Each one has a different shape, though. Yeah. Well, we might as well take them. Okay. Okay, so now I can put... sorry, I need to look at the... I'm making too much progress. This is probably the normal thing we're supposed to do. I need to look at the baby. Yeah, using the item, like, makes sense. Okay, so... we got babies. Try counting the number of babies and old people. I already thought that. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. Okay. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 babies. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 old people. 4 babies, 6 old people. So 6. Huh? Why'd it light up? It didn't do anything earlier. Maybe that was because the game hadn't started yet. And so you think this button does something? Dunno. Let's take another look at it. Okay, and then 4 babies. Baby icon. Yeah. I know about the baby. Let's look at it again. So we do, so 1, 2, 3, 4 babies. That is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 old people. That's also correct. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 old people. I didn't count the guy that was sleeping. That still didn't do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 old people and the 4 babies. That's right. Born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. So let's just look. There are 3 regular kids and 2 adults. Not really sure what to do with this information. Can't look at the handrail, can't like grab it. Maybe I'll, if I progress a little further, it'll come up more. Okay, so green. Hexagon. Stop. Wait, shoot. I didn't mean to hit cancel. Select. There we go. Blue. Square. Select. Green. Nope. No, I know that I didn't mean to hit that button. Green is the pentagon. Yellow is the triangle. It'll be fine. I'll get it together. Okay, return. All right, let's just give this yellow one a twist. Okay, and these go away as soon as I use them. I didn't mean to hit that. Be nice to me. All right, that's the green bolt off. Yeah, good job. You're a regular mechanic. Yeah, I think I am actually. I think I am a mechanic. That's the that's the conclusion I got to. Excellent. And that's the red bolt gone. And now I'm gonna look at the. I'm scared to open this yet. Ooh, there's a. This is some kind of mouse icon. It's a rabbit. How many times do I have to tell you? You think there might be some kind of connection with that 03 guy, 0 the third, excuse me, guy we just saw? And there's a little panel here with a keyhole. The opening in the center is covered with a transparent plastic. Okay. I keep getting scared to move on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll leave it be for now. I'm getting fixated on it. And I'm not gonna think about what other shapes there could have been here. What other scary shapes there could have been. Looks like you got it off. Right, so I've got all the bolts off now. Ready? I'm gonna open it. What are you asking me for? Okay. Jeez. There are a number of mini games. Oh boy. Controls and rules will generally be given to you before a mini game ends. Some start off without giving you detailed instructions. If you can't solve a mini game, but just quit by clicking the back button at the bottom of the screen. Keep trying though, the other characters might give you hints. Only do this when you're playing in easy mode though. So remember, if you get stuck on a mini game, give it several tries before you switch to the difficulty to easy. What's this? It looks like some kind of maze. Do you think we're supposed to solve this? Probably. All right, I'm on it. Need to move the green block from the top left, blue square on the bottom right. You can move the green and red blocks up and down as well as sideways by clicking and dragging the mouse or using the arrow keys. Okay, so it goes. Oh, I understand. Oh boy. boy. I'm just messing around now. I'm just playing with it. I think I borked it though by getting the green down there. While I was having my fun. Okay, first we need to do this to get the green down there. And green goes over here. Okay, now that doesn't work. Because I need to only have 2 in front of the green. Then I can get through. Puzzles! Oh boy, yeah, I love getting Magatama. I love doing that. I love definitely not looking up how to beat that Jack Frost minigame to get that Magatama. Ah ha ha ha! There we go. Like, how do I get the thing up there? That's the problem, is getting 1 red into that little smidge. The game seems to have solved it differently than I did, though. You can see that there are 2 red blocks, 1 red block, 1 red block, and a red block behind the green one. Whatever. I got it. It doesn't matter. Sweet! I did it. You're pretty good. This is kid stuff. I can do it with my eyes closed. Oh, look at this. Something came out of the box. Oh, yeah. Is this a memory card? Green memory card. Look at it. It's a little SD card. Alright. It has AB. I saw AB project in that thing. What's the deal with this slit? You mean slot, right? They're the same thing. What does it matter what we call it? It's a hole to put cards into. We don't know things go into it. Huh? There's a flat opening in the control panel. Okay. So it's not letting me put the card in there because the card has to come out of it. Well, then what? Huh. I don't know why that worked. I just remembered that there were 2 and 3. There were 2 adults and 3 children. So I just decided to try 2 and 3. I don't know if I just accidentally skipped a puzzle or something. Hey, Sigma. Did you just hear a noise? What noise? I think it was over here somewhere. Okay, no, I think that was the puzzle. I think that was why we had the... Okay. Can't combine them, can I? No, I can't smash them together. I think that was the puzzle. I think, yeah, because the buttons are the same and the signs are the same. Those are probably connected. I figured that there would be a... No, I want to look at that. That. Oh. It doesn't want me to stay looking up. Looking up is clearly bad. I'm trying to click on that thing, but it won't let me see it. Okay. Well, let's look at this again. There's a little panel here with a keyhole. Some kind of display. And there's nothing on it right now. Okay, well, I need a blue card. But I guess I can put these cards in there for now. I've got a green memory card in my hand. Let's see what happens when I put it in. Hey, it turned on. Looks like this thing is working now. Okay, and put the red one on. Let's look at the screen first. Oh, I can't. Let's put it in the red slot. What the heck is this? Maybe it's some kind of password. A password? You got a notepad or something? Or you got a notepad or something? Huh? No, not really. Then you'll just have to remember this. You think you can handle that? Yeah, of course. I'm always remembering shit. Yay, a hidden file password! View it. It's archive. Look at the blue pass tab. I look at it. I know, I look at the thing. Or was it? What is a memo? No, stupid. Safe elevator. Okay, I just got them mixed up. Star, moon. Not moon, star. Hey, ya. Haha! That's it. You did it. Good job. Piece of cake. A gold file. Let's look at it. The gold file contains supplementary facts that don't have to have. It already told me this. Secret. Oh. I don't know if I want to look at the poster in the elevator. This is where you play the AB game. It appears to be an elevator car. There are 6 AB rooms in the warehouse on floor A. But I don't want to read these yet. I don't know, that's scary. I don't think I want to read this yet. That secret file has things. That's scary. Screen is glowing with a strange light. There are cards in 2 of the slots. I can probably insert a 3rd. Okay, but how do I get... Now I'm confused how to get the... I wonder if we could bash this door down with the fire extinguisher. I think I'll let you try that. It's probably full of explosives. The only thing that's gonna get extinguished is you. Hey, come on now, that's scary. Okay, well, I got that hidden file, but I don't know how to actually get out of here. It doesn't look like there's anything else to... I can just draw. Look at this. This is stupid. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna get stupid real fast. This is gonna get dumb, you guys. Okay, we're not gonna draw things right now. We have to focus. door of the AB room. Most elevator doors open horizontally, but this one opens and closes vertically. I guess I haven't looked at the door yet. Whoops. Wrong. Wonder if I could just force it open. Damn, no good. Stupid thing won't even budge. Trying to force it is pointless. We need to find another way out. 03 icon. Well, pushing 3 for the 3 and 03 got me this. Well, what'll I get if I push the 0? Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't about the number of kids or whatever. There it is again. It's right here. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that, video game. Because I did the puzzle weird, and so I was sort of confused. Let's see what happens when I put it in. Yay! Huh? This isn't what it showed us last time. A different password. Yay. Yeah, I know. Don't have to tell me this every time. Oh, wait, that was the wrong one? Oh, don't do that to me. Oh, it was star star. Oh, it was... I remember. There we go. I got it. No problem. Huh? That's odd. It opened with this password too. Maybe it has 2 types of passwords. Look, it has different stuff in it now. Yeah, you're right. It's got a false back. See, it can just flip around. Kind of like those hidden passages in mansions and stuff. So if you put in a different password, you get different stuff. I think so. Right, well, that's enough of that. Grab the stuff. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Is this, a key? Yeah, look at it. We got it. Got it. Sticking thing, ba-bam. You ready? I'm gonna put the key in. You don't need to ask me every time you're gonna do something. Just hurry it up. Right. I know. Here goes. Stop talking and do it. Yes! It unlocked. So now we just have to open this panel. Boop. Once you leave this elevator, the novel section of the game will begin. For more information on the controls for the novel section, have a look at the help section in the archive. Are you ready? Just do it! All right. Message received. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And push. Oh, it opened a hatch in the ceiling? What? Why does an elevator have a ceiling hatch? I found it. I found it. All right, it's open. Now let's get the hell out of here. What? What's wrong? Oh yeah. Guess it's a little high for you, huh? I'd say that's at least 6 feet, maybe more. Well, yeah, it's more. Because we're Gigachad and it's higher than our heads. So it must be more than 6 feet. Alright then. Climb up on my shoulders.
Your shoulders?
Yeah, that's right. Why? Something wrong? What? What's that look supposed to mean? What do you think I'm gonna do? Oh, come on! I'm just trying to be rational here. No ulterior motive, and a god. Not like I'm hoping to get my face sandwiched between a girl's bare thighs or...
I knew it. You sick bastard.
I was just kidding. Right, look, I'm just trying to get us out of here. You got any brilliant ideas that don't involve your thighs?
Fine. On your knees.
What?
You're a little tall for me to just jump up on your shoulders. And I'm certainly not going to give you the satisfaction of making me climb. So kneel.
No. Okay. There. Ready? Bring it on.
Thanks. A little step up is just what I needed.
What? Wait, what are you gonna do?
Quiet. Here we go.
She can fly? How in the hell?
All right, give me your hand.
What? Oh, what the heck are you?
Well, I'm not Superman, that's for sure.
I'm no
And
Superman.
I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or Merman or a Wolfman.
You spelled Spider-Man wrong. Fake nerd, fake nerd, fake nerd. Cancelled. You spelled Spider-Man wrong. Spider hyphen capital M man. Cringe, epic fail. Fake nerd girl.
I'm not a Brahmin or common or ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you don't really need to worry about anything. My name is Phi. I guess you could say I am no man.
Okay. You're working your way back up to real nerd girl. Even though you spelled Spider-Man wrong when you talked. I could hear the misspelling. But I am no man. You're getting there. If you say the words Tom Bombadil to me, I'm willing to reinstate your status.
Just come on. One of these days, Witch King.
Yeah, the movies, I get it, but I'm talking books here. Whoa. What's up with this place?
Sure doesn't look like an elevator shaft. Some kind of warehouse, maybe. Or a hangar.
So we were in an elevator that doesn't elevate.
Yeah. It wasn't going to go anywhere.
When that rabbit said it was gonna fall, he was just screwing with us?
So it would seem.
Then why?
Forget it. Look. More people. Looks like an old guy, a young man, 2 girls, and
A kid?
they're all wearing bracelets. Probably safe to assume they're trapped here too.
Right. Well, let's go say hi then. Hey there. Any of you guys know what the hell's going on here?
No, we don't. I haven't been out here much longer than you.
They grabbed you too, huh?
Grabbed? Oh. Yeah. I got in my car. I went to start the engine and then there was this white smoke.
I think we all shared that particular experience. The smoke seems to be some kind of general anesthetic. When I woke up, I was in one of these elevators.
All five of you were in one elevator?
No. Mr. Dio and I were in the same elevator, but
Wait. Which one of you is Dio?
That would be me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be that the guy that we haven't talked to yet. The guy with the cool hat.
This little guy here is Quark.
Yeah, Quark!
nice to meet you, mister.
Right. Nice to meet you too. So, what about the rest of you?
Tenmyoji, Alice, and Luna all woke up in different elevators. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you've got it right.
So, you'd be Tenmyoji then, right, sir?
Yep.
And Alice is...
Me. She's Luna.
Hello. It's very nice to meet you.
Hey. Nice to meet you too. What's she so nervous about?
And you are?
Right, I'm Sigma. And this bundle of laughs is Phi. Or Phi? I don't know. It's pronounced Phi. But I think she might have said Phi. Good to meet you all, I guess.
Say that again.
And this malnourished harpy is Phi. Better?
Bastard.
Yes, Sigma behavior. Let's go. Disregard woman. It's so good. I can't believe it's happening already.
Are you two...
Not likely. That elevator was the first time we'd seen each other. I think?
You think?
Never mind. Forget I said anything. We met just now in that elevator. That's the truth.
See your bracelet there?
Can I see a bracelet there? Huh? Oh yeah, sure.
And yours. Phi, right? Now let me have a look.
Bye.
Thought so.
What?
Quark, you and Dio show them your bracelets.
Oh, they're also pair and 3. They both say pair and have a number 3. Just like Phi and I. No, wait, the color's different. Ours are red. And yours are blue.
Oh, sharp eye there.
What about yours, sir? Tenmyoji, right?
Show him yours too, ladies.
Oh. Red, blue, and green? They're different. You've all got 3s, but your bracelets say solo.
Right. You figure it out then?
Ooh. Figure what out?
Sigma and I are the red pair. Dio and Quark are the blue pair. Each pair got put in the same elevator. But Tenmyoji, Alice, and Luna were all solos. So...
So they got put in their own separate elevators. Okay, that's great and all, but what do pair and solo mean?
Don't got the foggiest idea.
Well, that's helpful.
I don't know why we're split up like this either.
Does anybody know what the 3 means?
Maybe it has something to do with the game.
Game? Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes! And
You guys saw him too, right? Sorry, I thought this was for a second I switched into Danganronpa mode of just voicing everyone. No, I can just do like a fairly normal voice for Sigma. You guys saw him too, right? That rabbit thing?
Yes. In the elevator.
He said something about the elevator falling.
The others explained that after they'd escaped from their own elevators, they'd gone around the warehousey room we were in and tested the doors. Unfortunately, it turned out they were all shut tight and impossible to open. They had been about to try and open this door, the one with a 9 on it, when Fi and I appeared. So, any chance this one will open?
You think we'd have done it last if there was?
There's some sort of, I don't know, machine off to the left here, but...
Well, give it a shot, why don't you?
Looks like force probably isn't gonna work either. Damn. Well, I didn't really think that'd work anyway.
I don't think you'll be able to force that door with anything short of a tank.
Alright, well, how about those 3 doors over there?
I told you already. Ugh. Each one's got a digital lock on it. We can't pick the lock, and we can't break down the door.
You sure about that?
Why would I lie?
Okay, are there any other ways out?
No, unfortunately. Not that we've found, anyway.
Great.
Well, there is one thing I'm a little curious about.
And that is?
I was the first to escape. That means I know who was in which elevator. I watched all of you come out after all.
And?
Well, I was in the 1/3 from the right. Tenmyoji was the second out. Your elevator was second from the left, I think.
Good memory. Yeah, that's where I was.
Third was Luna. You climbed out of the rightmost elevator, didn't you?
Yes, that's the one.
Dio and Quark were next. You came out of the elevator next to Luna's.
Good old DQ.
Right.
Yeah, we did.
And
Yeah,
finally,
DQ, baby.
the 2 of you were trapped in...
The 3rd elevator from the left.
Wait, then...
Yes. No one has come out of the leftmost elevator.
Are you saying there's still someone in there?
I can't say for certain, but it does seem strange. Maybe we should go take a look.
Yeah, good idea. I'm surprised we haven't had a freak out about our clothes yet. We're just... I guess we're Sigma male, so we don't care. Hey! Anybody in there? If you can hear me, just, I don't know, make some noise.
Nothing.
Hey, look at this!
Ambidex. Room?
Is that some kind of card reader? Maybe it unlocks it or something.
There's one next to each door.
What do you think Ambidex room is supposed to mean?
Well, it says it on all 6 of the elevators.
Maybe it has something to do with the game that Zero was talking about.
Oh, the Nonori Game Ambidex Edition?
Maybe not. I don't think we really need to worry about that right now, though. We should be figuring out what's inside this thing. Anybody got a key card?
Nah, I got nothing. Not even dirt.
So they've taken everything we were carrying? Wonderful.
The rest of us dug through our pockets as well, but it was pretty obvious that Dio was right. My own were completely empty. There wasn't even any lint in the creases.
Maybe there's no one in there.
No, there is. I mean, there's gotta be.
What makes you so sure?
Huh? Well,
What's that? Look! It's opening! There was someone in there!
okay, so that was a robot in the thing that I saw. I was like, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a robot or that's guy in a weird mask. It went by too fast in the intro for me to really tell. Like, yep, that's a big robot.
Clover!
Clover?
Are you okay? Clover! Wake up!
What's going on here? These two know each other?
What did you do to her?
Nothing. She was like that when I woke up. I really wouldn't worry, though. She should be all right. Her breathing is steady. I believe she's only sleeping.
Then she hasn't woken up since they kidnapped her.
Kidnapped? Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean. Where are we?
Yeah, the masked man. He's cool.
And who are you?
Definitely a normal guy with look at his little joints. Whoa, hold on. How about you tell us who you are first? You leap out of that box dressed like some kind of robot, carrying an unconscious girl. We've only got your word that you didn't make her that way. I think you owe us an explanation, pal.
Who am
What?
I don't remember anything. I have no idea where I am, who I am, and what day it is. If you happen to know any of those things, I would very much appreciate it if you shared that information. Not knowing one's identity is vexing.
Oh yeah, very original. The amnesiac routine. Please. How are we supposed to take you seriously when you're wearing this robot suit? We can't even see your face. You gonna tell us someone forced you into that thing?
I assume so. It seems the most reasonable explanation. When I woke up, I was wearing this armor, I suppose you could call it.
You look pretty calm for a man who doesn't know who he is.
Look? That's an odd choice of words. I'm wearing a mask. How would you know how I look?
You know what I meant, you smartass.
Oh, she's waking up. Clover,
Say Alice and Clover, we know these characters.
are you okay? Come on, talk to me.
Alice, where are we?
Once Clover, yeah, it's weird. I say we know Alice. I don't really mean we know Alice. But it's funny that we have Alice here. Because, I mean, if you don't remember, the last, the last game there was a girl, she was a pharaoh lady who never aged because she was in Ice 9 in a sarcophagus in the Gigantic. And then we drove off into the desert. Hello! Hello there. I was just explaining the end of 999. How Alice was there. And now Alice is here. I'm very excited to figure out what happened. Because that's very strange. Once Clover had woken up, Alice explained everything we knew so far. She listened silently until Alice mentioned Zero and the nonary game, and then her eyes went wide.
What? No, that can't.
Nice lip sync. Have her just smile. There's so much. I did all the endings on stream. Ooh, for $9.99. It was really fun and I really enjoyed that game. So, and I'm glad to finally get to Virtue's last reward. I have all that on YouTube. If you scroll down a little, you can see my archive channel where I upload all my VODs to YouTube. If you ever get the hankering to go back and see. But yeah, very cool, very fun. Having a good time. The blood drained from her face and she wrapped her arms tightly around herself. What did she know? As Alice continued to console Clover, the rest of us turned to questioning the mysterious man in the mask.
When did you lose your memory?
When? That's a difficult question. I suppose when I was born. I don't remember anything of my life. Assuming I had one.
This dude needs to speak the fuck up. Is there are options? No, there's not options. Dang it. The voices are not loud enough for me. The music is too loud. And while I am enjoying the very industrial soundtrack, I would like to hear the characters more. We asked him everything we could think of. Birth date, address, occupation, family, childhood. But all he did was shake his head.
I think he has generalized amnesia. It's a type of memory loss. People affected by it retain knowledge like language, social common sense, memorized facts, abilities they've learned. But anything that has to do with themselves is just lost. It's a very serious condition. Most research suggests that it's mainly psychological, not physiological. But in very rare instances, it has been shown to result from severe head trauma.
Like it, yeah, I've seen television before. Do you have any idea what might have caused it?
Maybe I had a really bad breakup?
He was making a laughing sort of noise, but his expression didn't change. With the mask on, there was no way we could tell if he was smiling or not, but his voice sure didn't make it sound like he was.
Bullshit. This guy's obviously full of it. Don't tell me you're actually buying this.
For you, it would be very funny. For you. Dio's outburst was greeted with an awkward silence. It wasn't that we trusted the robot man, per se, only that it seemed clear he was in the same boat we were. There was a bracelet on his wrist, too. Close inspection revealed that his armor fit around the bracelet. In other words, the bracelet was attached to his arm, like ours, and not simply part of his suit. And just like ours, his had a 3 on it. It said pair below the 3, and all the text was bright green. Clover's bracelet was exactly the same. How long had we been there? I still hadn't entirely shaken the last traces of sleep out of my head, and my brain felt foggy and cluttered. Had I been asleep for hours? Days? There was no way to know. They'd taken my favorite watch, and then they grabbed me and given me this bracelet instead. And unless it happened to be 3 o'clock right now, it wasn't going to be very useful for telling the time. No windows in the warehouse, it was impossible to even guess what time of day or night it was. Time could have stopped, and we wouldn't have had the first idea. Sigma watch. Damn it. No dice. This thing won't open.
Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah, well, I just thought.
There's a box here. Maybe it's some sort of locking thing, like the ones next to the elevators. I don't think it's a card reader, though.
Huh.
Hey, what do you think that is?
What?
That graffiti over there. See? On the wall?
Oh, yes, that. I was wondering what that was. 2 milkmen go comedy. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
Maybe it's saying that a pair of milkmen decided to become comedians? Still just kind of sounds like nonsense, though.
I think it's somebody's way of saying hello.
What?
You heard me.
Yeah, I did. I just... What the hell was that supposed to mean?
It's an anagram.
An anagram?
Yeah, they tried a lot of names before they worked it down to Tella. Come on, seriously? You've never heard of an anagram?
It's a kind of, wordplay where you move the letters around to create something else. Right?
Exactly. Watch.
With the tip of her boot, Fi spelled out 2 sentences in the dust on the floor. 2 milkmen go comedy. Welcome to my kingdom. Oh. Okay. You switch it around. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh.
Exactly. Seems like somebody was expecting us, doesn't it?
Seems like somebody was expecting us. Yeah, but... Where are they? Pretty rude to invite someone over and not even offer them a drink.
True, but you're assuming that Zero isn't one of us.
What? Yeah, I get it, laughing.
Look. Over there.
Shame on you, Fido. You can't say what I'm about to say before I say it.
Zero.
I've got a plan, you know. I can't just tell you everything at once. Although, things are starting to get exciting.
Where are you, you little bastard? Too scared to come out and face me like a man?
Are you an idiot? I'm a rabbit. You really think a talking rabbit is a real thing?
Of course I don't. You're some kind of CG rabbit or something, probably. That's not what I meant, though.
Oh! You meant you want to see the person who's controlling me? I guess God touched this one a little too hard.
What?
Weren't you listening to Fido? She's clever, you know.
Wait. Then you're saying Zero is one of us?
Well, yes. I guess that's one way to put it.
Are you really sure? You're responding to our questions and stuff right now. That means you're not just, like, a video somebody made. Wouldn't that mean that Zero would have to be controlling you and sending you answers right now? Because it doesn't look like anyone's doing that.
Well, of course they aren't. I'm an AI.
What?
I'm an artificial intelligence powered by a quantum computer. Zero is the one who built me, of course. So I guess that makes one of you my parent! Now, are you a mommy or a daddy? That would be telling. Now, with that said, I guess I should probably tell you that I'm not the one who brought you here. I mean, obviously, I don't even have a body. I'm just the facilitator for this facility.
Okay.
I just do what I'm told to do.
Hey, Tiara.
And what do you facilitate?
Didn't I say? The game, of course!
It's Monokuma. It's we have Monokuma at home. Oh, the Nonary game Ambidex edition?
Correct! It's my job to make sure it runs smooth.
Smoothly.
No. It's supposed to be over.
Why does she smile? Why did they do that? There she goes again. She knows something.
So, what is the Nonary game?
Nonary refers to a base 9 numeral system, but can also mean something that is, in some way, related to the number 9. Nona can be used as a prefix as well, where it means essentially the same thing. Therefore, it stands to reason that the Nonary game is a game that deals with the number 9 in some way.
Exactly. 9 is a very, very important number in this game. After all, 9 is your goal.
Goal?
Yes, goal. You see that door in front of you? That's your door.
It's not Junpei. Junpei, this is a Gigachad. We're playing as Sigma Gigachad.
If you can open the door with a 9 on it, you can escape.
What do we have to do to open it?
Sigman.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes. Let me explain. Look to your left wrists. You see the bracelet? Of course you do. Now, tell me, Fido, what number is on yours?
A 3.
What about the rest of you?
They're all the same. We've all got 3s.
Exactly. I'm going to call those numbers bracelet points. If you're feeling lazy, you can just call them BP. Only the people who can get their number to 9 or more will be able to open the door with a 9 on it and escape. See the box on the wall? That's how you'll get out. Anyone with a greater than or equal to 9 DP can pull that lever and the door will open. However, there are 3 rules you can't forget.
That was pretty bad.
The number 9 door will only stay open for 9 seconds. When your time is up, it will close automatically, so be careful. 2. The number 9 door only opens once. Once that happens, it's all over. It'll close for good after 9 seconds, so if you're not careful, you can get stuck. 3. Now, maybe some of you are thinking. You're thinking, oh ho! If my BP is too low, then I'll just have someone with enough BP open the door. And I'll just slip through when it's open. Well, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, these are bad.
If you think you can be sneaky, well...
Well, what?
Oh, I really shouldn't say that yet. All you need to know is that anybody who tries to sneak out gets hit with a big penalty.
What the hell does that mean?
Down in front! I'll tell you later. Yes?
Why did you start making rabbit puns?
That's a good freaking question.
Well, because I felt like it. I thought it might make me sound cute.
Never mind that. You still haven't told us what we need to know most.
I really like the rabbit's delivery. It's all over the place and kind of bad, but I'm a fan.
How do we get BP?
Oh, that's easy. Just use the Ambidex room. If you like abbreviations, you can always call it the AB room instead.
You mean those, elevators?
Gold Star!
So how do we go about using them?
How else do you use a room? You go in.
You mean through those hatches?
No. I had a hunch you might try that, so I closed those up tight while you were talking. So don't be hatching any hatch plans, you understand? I live in the master computer. That means all the electronic doors in this whole warren are under my control.
How do we get in then? I tried the doors on the front. They're all locked.
There's a
These
car
models are
next to each
weird.
one, isn't
I
there?
still want the sprites back. Because the way that they like smile while they're talking is very not great. Oh, the mask guy. Maybe. I don't think so.
All you gotta do is slide a card through, and there you go.
Where do we find those key cards?
We don't got them. There weren't any in the warehouse.
Yeah, Junpei's too squirrely. Also, we're not here. Gigachad doesn't have a model. That's bullcrap. Why don't I get to stand there? Why doesn't Sigma get to stand with his friends? Is that important, or is that an incredibly annoying oversight? I guess we'll just figure it out.
Oh, well, no. Of course there wouldn't be any there.
What's the... He looks like the Overwatch robot. The masked man does. What's the Overwatch robot called? The one... the Buddhist robot. That's what he looks like.
Then where are they?
I think you'll find what you're looking for behind the chromatic doors.
Chromatic doors?
Right here! You see the three pretty doors just to your right?
Huh?
No, the Buddhist robot. The one that flies around and sits in the air and shoots the orbs at you. I don't remember what it's called.
Hold on. I thought those doors were locked.
Work.
What?
You see those buttons on the sides of your watch? Can you press them at the same time?
Why?
To make little boys ask questions. Just press them, please. In fact, why doesn't everybody press their buttons as well?
Don't say everybody. Don't you dare fucking say that to me, you son of a bitch. Hey, what's this number?
The 2 digits on the left show hours, and the 2 on the right show minutes.
Does that mean it's 12:10 in the morning?
No!
Oh, the numbers are going down.
It's gone from 10 minutes to 9.
So, that would mean this must be counting down to something, right?
Correct. I don't even need to explain the rest, do I?
I'm guessing this is the time until the chromatic doors unlock.
Ding, 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 ding! Very impressive, Tenmioli!
Zenyatta, thank you.
All right, let us review what we've learned. In 9 minutes, the chromatic doors will open.
I was killing me. I couldn't think of anything.
However,
Just like the number 9 door, they won't stay open forever. You have 5 minutes. Once your time is up, the doors will close no matter what. So I hope you've gone through by then. That's just the primary door.
What?
Each door in this warren has a twin. Isn't that nice? The chromatic doors aren't any different. There's one door on this side, one door on the other side. Unfortunately, the secondary chromatic door on the other side is locked too.
Couldn't make it easy for us, could you?
Of course you'll all have to split up.
Split up?
Yep. Cleaver, can you tell me what the 3 primary colors are?
Why are you asking me?
Because you're the only person who hasn't talked to me. I try to communicate with as many people as I can. It helps me improve, you see. I'm trying to get into the rabbit of doing it all the time. Now, answer my questions. Do you know what the 3 primary colors are? Well?
You mean red, green, and blue?
Wrong.
You're supposed to be able to make any color by mixing them, right?
So which colors would you mix to get magenta?
Red and blue.
How about yellow?
Green and red.
What if you wanted cyan?
Blue and green.
That's right!
Mm-hmm.
Take another look at the nice bracelets you're all wearing. Notice how they come in 3 vibrant colors?
Yeah. We get it already.
Yeah, she means light. She doesn't mean red, red, blue, and yellow.
The red and blue bracelets can
Which is
open
really
the secondary
right.
magenta
It's
door
those are
together.
the actual primary colors. Red, blue, and yellow is stupid. Red, blue, and yellow is for
Can open the yellow
mixing.
one.
And really, cyan, yellow, and magenta are the actual primary colors because they're the colors our eyes perceive. Or they're the colors for light
And blue
mixing.
and
Sorry,
green
I'm
can
thinking
open
of
the
I'm mixing
cyan
my
door.
metaphors here. Because your brain has your eyes have red and blue and green, and they have twice as many green receptors as they do red and blue. I think. I'm trying to remember. I used to know a lot more about color theory and stuff like that, but it's all gone out of my brain. It's all gone.
I miss anything?
Wonderful! I think you rabbit. There is one.
Rabbit. Shut up.
You're talking about what happens if you've got 2 of the same color, right?
Yep. What do you think happens?
How the hell would I know?
If you want to open a door, but all you've got is one color, then you can use that to open a door with the complementary color to the one you've got.
I see. So if you've got red and red, then you can open the cyan door.
What?
Blue and blue can open the yellow door.
Okay.
And
Sure.
green and green can open the magenta
Whatever the fuck. Who cares?
Right again! Looks like your brain hasn't rotted away yet, Tenmioldi.
door. Just what the hell's that supposed to mean?
It means exactly what it says. I was trying to compliment you, you know. Oh well. Let's continue, shall we? There are 2 types of bracelets. Pairs and solos.
Uh-huh.
That means there's 2 types of players, too. Pairs and solos. In this game, the 2
Yeah, did you know about color theory?
are considered a single entity, which means they share the same destiny. Isn't that a good deal? I mean, you get 2 for the price of 1! Unfortunately, it also means they can't split up. Aww. Both members of a pair have to go through the same chromatic door. Solos don't have any restrictions like that, though. I mean, why would they? They're forever alone. But that means that they can go wherever they want. Yay!
Forever alone, huh?
Now,
That's great.
let's take another look at all of your bracelets.
Fucking.
We'll start with you, Siggy. What color is your bracelet?
Red.
Are you a pair or a solo?
I'm a pair.
Fido is next. Tell us about your bracelet.
It's just like Sigma's, red in a pair.
What about you, Alas?
It's red, and I'm a solo.
Bio, Quirk,
Blue. Pair.
Yeah, mine's the same.
Mooney, Cleaver, Camille, all at once.
I'm a blue solo. I'm a green pair.
Green solo.
And finally, who are you?
I'm... let's see. I suppose you can call me... Kay.
I knew it. You were just lying about that amnesia crap.
I'm not lying.
Shut up, Liam O'Brien.
This was just a... how do I put it? A flash of insight, I suppose. I saw the letter K.
So, what does K have to do with anything?
I wish I knew.
A, B, C. Okay, it's 11. That doesn't work.
Sadly, I have no idea. Does it mean anything to you?
Asshole.
Come on now, boys. You can fight later. Now, Kay? Can I call you that?
Yes,
I'm guessing your bracelet is the same as Clover's.
that's right. It says pair.
And it's drawn in a perspective like it's wrapped around, but it's just sort of glued to his to his armor thing.
And the text is green.
Okay. I'm glad we got all that bracelet business out of the way. Now, let us return to the subject at hand. How do you open the secondary door? So, Siggy, what would you do to get through the magenta door?
Well, fine, I can't split up since we're part of the same pair. If we're red, then I guess we should pair up with Luna, right? Since she's a blue solo.
Or you could work with Mr. Dio and me. We're blue too.
Whoops! Oh, celery sticks. I forgot to tell you. You have to have exactly 3 people in your group.
Yeah, there's no...
That means you can't have 2 people, or 4 people, or, well, anything other than 3, really.
Then our only choice is to pair up with Luna.
Pretty much. And I guess I should probably tell you that the secondary door won't open until the primary door closes. It's made that way to keep out cheaters. We didn't want a 4th or 5th person
Cheaters.
just running in at the last minute like, yeah, wait for me! When the right people open the door. But if the primary door closes first, then that's impossible! See? It all makes sense. And you might have run a hair too long in my explanation, but now I'm all done. Any questions?
I took a moment to go over everything we've learned so far. What do I have to do to escape? Open the number 9 door. How do I open the number 9 door? I have to get 9 or more bracelet points, also known as BP. How do I get more BP? I don't have the whole answer to that one yet, but it looks like I have to head into the ambidex room to get it. How do I get into the ambidex room? I'll need a key card for that. Where's the key card? 0 said it's on the other side of the chromatic door. What do I do to open the primary CD? Nothing, actually. Apparently, it just opens on its own after a certain amount of time. Pressing the buttons on both sides of the bracelet simultaneously shows us how much time is remaining. How do I get through the secondary door? For starters, there's a limit to how many people can go in. Specifically, 3 people. If combining the colors on the bracelets of those 3 people gives you the same color as the door, then the door will open. If everyone has the same color, then you can open doors with that color's complementary color. Matching. Red plus blue, magenta, green plus red, yellow, blue plus green, cyan. Complementary. Red, red, cyan, blue, blue, yellow, green, green, magenta.
Good?
He does sound more like Travis Williams, but he sounds like Liam O'Brien when Liam O'Brien's not doing a horrible sick person voice. Because most of the time, when I think of Liam O'Brien, I mostly think of shoot, I can't remember the guy's name from Bleach, the dual swords guy who's always like coughing and shit.
He's always talking like this, and he can't barely get the words out.
And it's like, that's what his voice is in my head.
Excellent. It looks like none of you have any questions. Yay!
Yay! Hawaii! Huh? No, wait! We have questions. Of course we have questions. What's the point of this game? Why did you take us? Where are we? And who the hell is the real Zero?
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Oh, so sorry, guys. But it looks like your time's up.
You better hop to it and get those secondary doors open.
Fuck that! We aren't gonna open shit! You can take your lamery game and shove it up your ass. If you think we're just gonna swallow your psychotic crap and play along, you've
It's
got
really
another
good,
thing
Dio.
coming, smart-ass little rodent.
I'm a rabbit.
Shut up!
Well, shoot. I thought you might say that. Unfortunately, you have no choice but to follow the rules.
Why is that?
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone's left outside after they close,
They'll what?
they'll be penalized.
You keep saying that. What the hell is this penalty anyway?
Well, death. Your bracelets contain 2 drugs. The first is an anesthetic called soporil beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called tubocurarine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you. First is the soporil, which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles.
Yeah, I told you. I knew it. I recognized that man's voice anywhere.
I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away. You should know that the soporil is only there out of the kindness of Zero's heart. Oh, and I mean the real Zero. Not me. Zero just doesn't want to see anybody suffer.
Anybody? Oh boy. Oh, barf.
If I had a heart, it'd be melting right now. Anyway, all it means is that you'll die pretty painlessly, so hey, there's nothing to worry about, really. Of course.
Oh boy.
That will happen if you just follow the rules.
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Well then, looks like it's time for me to hop on out of here.
Good luck, guys. See you all later. Have a nice
Well,
trip.
bye. So there was poison in the bracelet. It seemed a little hard to believe, but it wasn't like I had anything other than a computer generated rabbit say either way. What were we gonna do? There was a lot to think about, but we didn't have very much time.
What are we waiting for?
There you go.
We need to go. We need to get through these other doors.
But how do we figure out which door to go through?
You still don't get it? Fine. Just pay attention, we don't have much time. Zero's explanation was pretty confusing, so let me put it in small words for you. There are only 3 possible options. Option A. Sigma and I pair up with Luna. Our red and her blue can open the magenta door. That would mean Clover and Kay would go with Alice. Their green goes with her red to make yellow. That just leaves Dio and Quark as the blue pair, and Tenmyoji as the green solo. The only door they can open is the cyan one. Got it? Option B. Sigma and I go with Tenmyoji, so we can use red and green to make yellow for that door. That means Clover and Kay pair up with Luna to open the cyan door. This leaves Dio and Quark with Alice, and together, they can open up the magenta door. And finally, option C would be where we pair up with light colors to open complementary colored doors. That means Sigma, Alice, and I go through the cyan door, Clover, Kay, and Tenmyoji go through the magenta door, and Dio, Quark, and Luna go through the yellow door. Problem is, which do we choose?
Please, Sigma, choose something.
What? Wait, what? Why me?
If you don't want to, then maybe Alice or Clover can choose. Or Tenmyoji or Dio or anyone. Once one person chooses, everyone else's decisions will be made for them. But please, you have to hurry. We're almost out of time.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
All right. I'll pick. Nobody seemed upset, but they probably knew as well as I did that we don't have time for bickering. I took a deep breath and spoke. Okay, fine, I will go through the magenta door with Luna, go through the yellow door with Tenmyoji, go through the cyan door with Alice. Let's just go through the magenta door. Fuck it. Who cares? I think we'll pair up with Luna and head through the magenta door. You guys good with that?
Sure.
All right.
Then Clover and I will go with Alice.
As long as I get to go with Alice, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's kind of more what I was thinking, was I want Clover and Alice to go together because they have some kind of history. I don't know what Alice's deal is. I'm still very confused about that.
We'll be going through the yellow door, right?
If she's a real pharaoh that we found in the last game, I don't know, probably gonna explode or something.
That means Dio, Quark, and I are doing the cyan door.
Ugh, stuck with a kid and some old fart. I can't see how this could possibly go badly.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and you'll pull your head out of your ass.
What did you just say?
10 seconds remain until
Yeah,
chromatic doors close.
maybe get a move on, guys.
9, 8, 7.
We need to hurry.
All right, guys, let's get moving.
3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Conk. What is this place?
Didn't you see the door? It said this is the lounge.
Lounge? Does that mean there's somebody living here?
Well, there doesn't seem to be much dust. Maybe there is.
You've got a well-used lounge right next to a big empty warehouse. What is this building for?
Beats me.
It looks like there are 4 doors in here.
Yeah. The one we came in, the one opposite it, and 2 more on the left and right. The 2 on the sides are covered with metal plates, though. Don't think we'll be opening them anytime soon.
Guess not. I guess that just leaves us one option. No good. This one's locked too.
I didn't see any other doors in the hallway we came through. Maybe we can find one of the keys to the AB room in here somewhere.
Ooh. Well, it's not gonna find itself. Let's go. I like Luna. Okay, time for puzzle shit. Let's have a swig here. You got Jack Daniels. It's just Jack Daniels.
There are a lot of bottles here.
How'd you like to have a drink with me?
Uh-huh. You really think this is a good time to be making a pass at someone? She's getting all nervous now.
Man, it literally just says Jack Daniels. That's incredible. Okay, we've got all these sun alcohol, huh? Maybe that means the alcohol content is so high it'll burst into flames in sunlight. It looks good. Don't drink it. Okay, well I guess I'm just gonna take all of these. Delicious alcohols. Just take them all. They're all for me. No one else gets any. A bunch of bottles of alcohol. I'm gonna take this part of this globe too. Okay, southern hemisphere. Look, there's a coffee maker. A button. Nothing happens when I push it. What's this thing? Some kind of sink?
Ah, clever. If you get wasted, you can just puke into here.
That's not what it's for.
There's an icon on the counter above it.
Huh. I guess it's a drain. You pour leftover drinks down it. Alright. 2 needles. Empty glass. Just take all these glasses, I guess. I wonder what this screen is for.
It doesn't look like it's turned on.
Can you see a switch?
No, nothing.
Let's take all these globe parts. For now. Can I take this or do I look at it? I wonder what this is.
It looks like a banana hanger.
What? Is that even a thing?
Of course. You've never seen one? Well, anyway, it only looks like one. I think it's something else.
So we have no idea what it is after all. Lighting fixture with a cover on it. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about it.
Huh? There's something behind this cushion.
Hey, look at that. Is this a magazine?
What is it about? Looks like astronomy.
Cool. Astronomy magazine. A red leather cushion.
Achoo! Hey, come on, that was a real sneeze. It was dusty.
An old-fashioned leather sofa. Okay, nothing else.
Dotila? Dotila?
How do I solve a problem like buy? I said it to sofa, goddammit! A-E-O! This thing looks weird.
Is it supposed to be the sun or something? There are 12 words on it. They're arranged kind of like the spokes of a wheel. Let's see here. Red, white, blue, island, green, moon, black, ocean, yellow, earth, sun, planet.
Huh. Object shaped like the sun. There are 12 words on it. Written on like wheel spokes. Or rays, I guess, if we're going with the sun metaphors. Okay. What the hell is this? A helmet? Red, white of Blue Corp.
How on earth does this look like a helmet?
Well, if it's not a helmet, then what is it?
Maybe it's a bread maker or one of those automatic cat feeders.
What? We're all stupid. Okay, well, let's combine this with this. Most of the northern hemisphere. Very cool. Fine. Everything we can. Okay, can't combine these items. This isn't working. I guess I can't combine the disc in a single hemisphere. Okay, kind of figured. Come on, let's get one more. Nope, can't do it. Anything special?
Interesting. You've attached the disc to the northern hemisphere.
Yeah. Seems that way. Okay, so what have we got? We've got blue liqueur, green liqueur, white, yellow, red. We've got planet, ocean, island, moon, sun. I'm not really sure how they all go together yet. Can't get any more glasses. A glass rack. There are several cocktail glasses suspended from it. Okay. I would like to try and find... Nothing. I figured there's never going to be anything looking up, but I still want to see. I would like to find the last Earth thing, because I'm only missing one, but I guess I'm not going to be finding that, huh? Let's look at that, Astronomy Today thing, yeah. Magazine about all things astronomy. The article says, a lengthy lunar eclipse will occur at 4:50 p.m. UT on 12/31/2028. In other words, at 4:50 p.m. you can see a total lunar eclipse. Wait a minute, 4:50 p.m.? Okay. Sure, that'll be important. Let's put this in our thing here. And then try to... It looks like a clock, but it doesn't have any hands.
Do you think those needles you found might go on there?
Let's see. Okay. There we go. Well, I put the hands on the clock, but nothing's happening.
What if you move them?
Move them where?
I don't know. Experiment.
All right, let's give it a try then. Move the hand to a specific time, then practice the check button. Okay, so this is the long hand, and this is the short hand. So we want 1, 2, 3. Ah, God damn it. 1, 2. Wait, this is 0, 1, 2. I don't know what it wants. I'm not sure if it wants me to start at 0 because of military time. Whatever. 1, 2, 3. Fucking, this is hard to do. The way it wants me to do the time is very weird. Okay, so island, planet, failed. You sure? Sure. Let's try. Is this 50? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. There we go. I was just thinking I have zoomer brain, so the clock was bad. Didn't like it. How about 450? And that puts the shorthand at green and the longhand at sun.
A green sun.
The green sun. You're not homestuck, so you don't get that. What? Ah, whoa.
There's a beam of light coming out of the center of the clock.
That's pretty impressive. Can I look at the beam? No, I just have to turn around. Okay. It's gonna point at the globe. So right now, I need to make the green sun. Can't combine these items, okay. Can't combine these items. Okay, well let's get ourselves a glass then. Return, go to here. Use the glass. Then get me some green. The cocktail glass I just sat down, it's empty. Nothing happens when I push this button. I wonder what this Y means. Ah, there we go. The green sun. Chunk.
The glass is full of liquid now. It looks like we've made a cocktail.
Green sun. Well, what do I do with it? Do I just toss it? This is a drain for throwing away leftover drinks, huh?
Yes, I think so.
I'll toss this cocktail then.
No, why waste it? Drink the thing.
I'd like to, but what if it's poisoned? See, I think it's better if I just pitch it. Disregard woman. Sigma King. There it goes. Well, now I have an empty glass again. Okay, so I was trying to find a way to put the glass. Okay, we'll just make another green sun. Give me that shit. Okay, the green sun. Huh? Hey, this thing lit up.
It looks like it's made to light up when you put a cocktail on it. Let's try putting some on the other coasters.
Okay, I'm still missing... Let's look at this lock since we haven't looked at it yet.
It says lock. Maybe this thing is keeping the door locked.
Well, the keyhole does lend some credence to that theory. So we need to find a key that looks like it fits in there, right?
Yes, that should do it.
Okay, so we have a green sun. Let's look at this. Oh, there's doors. I didn't look in the doors. Ah! What's this? A note?
It looks like a page from a journal.
Bartender's diary. And the other part of the globe. All right, let's just slide that in there. And then combine that with that. Yay, it's a globe.
Good work. You've made a globe. And if you look closely at it, I think it's actually transparent.
So now we need to shine the light at it. Okay, let's look at that bartender's diary real quick. 3 customers came in today, a couple and their son. The father sat in the center, with the mother on the left and the son on the right. When I came to take their order, they said the following. My wife likes the color red, and I like white. My son has always liked ocean. Mother, my son has loved the color blue ever since he was a child. My husband likes island, and I like planet. Son, my mother and I like moon. My father likes anything green. One of them was a liar, but I swiftly made their drinks and handed them over. Okay. So this is probably for... thing. Well, I made a green sun for no reason, it seems like. But that's okay. Look at it, it does a little spin. Alright, well, let's take this back. Chuck it. Chuck that green sun right down the drain. Okay, and give me those back. No, give me... Ugh. No, give me them back. I have to go and... Okay. So. Bartender's journal. I'm gonna go find a pencil and paper. Because I feel like I'm gonna need that for this game. I'll be right back. You know what? After failing to find a piece of paper, I forgot that I can just draw on the screen. Ooh, let me scoot myself back in here. Okay. So, let me see. Okay, so wife. How are we gonna chart this out? So, according to the father, the wife likes red. Father likes white. Son likes ocean. Mom says son likes blue. Island. And she likes planet. My mother and I like moon. Father likes green. So, which one of them is the liar? Let's make a better green. I guess we just have to combine these drinks until we figure it out. So, red planet or red moon, white island or green island, blue ocean or blue moon. So let's see. It's gotta be the sun, right? Because without the sun, you can still get blue ocean, white island, and red planet. But say you take out the wife, you have planet and moon, and you can't make a planet. I guess you maybe could make a planet moon, but I'm assuming that you have to make a color and or a liquor and an alcohol, as they're called. So I'm assuming the sun has to be the liar. So red planet, white island, and blue ocean. The father sat in the center, mother on the left, and the son on the right. Good, I already put them in the thing I needed them to be. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try red planet, white island, blue ocean. Actually, first, let's try to put two drinks in the same, or two of the same kind in the thing. Okay, so no, it doesn't. It has to be what I said it is. Boop. Okay, so what was I drawing? Red planet, white island, blue ocean. Red planet. Planet alcohol? That's a pretty weird name. But with our powers combined. Oh, goddamn. Don't drink it. Don't say with our powers combined. Okay. Okay, we've got ourselves a red planet. Now, give me these back. Island. White island. Ba-ba-ba. So far, these puzzles aren't too bad. I'm feel like I'm moving through them pretty quick. Now for a blue ocean. I'm getting all, they're all getting mixed up. Ocean. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be upset because this makes very much sense in my brain. Okay, so need to go over here. Wife, father, so red planet, white island, blue ocean. That's the order. So blue ocean goes there. Red planet goes there. And white island goes there.
The coasters are red. It doesn't seem like anything else is happening. Red isn't usually good, is it? Do you think we did something wrong? Oh, that was her talking again. Okay. I'm gonna put them on the other sides then. So that they're... Hey, there we go. It all depends on the relativity of left and right. I wasn't sure if he meant to the right of the father or the right of whatever. I did it! They're all blue! Does that mean I got it right? I think so. Huh? Oh, look! Something happened on the screen. Okay, star, moon, moon. Oh, I saw something like this before. You too? Yes! There was one in your... or... Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. Alright, take another drink of water before my brain collapses. Ah. Yes. There was one in your AB room? Yeah, I think so. It opened a safe back then. We should write this down somewhere. Alright, let's just trash this. Blue, star, moon, moon. Beautiful. No, it's cool. I can remember it. You're gonna memorize it? Sure, no sweat. I've got a pretty good memory. Hooray! I know I can look at password, but I like writing it down for myself. This safe is just like the one I saw in the AB room. Yeah, Sigma and I saw one just like it. So, do you think it opens the same way? Try it and find out. I guess I just remembered it anyway. Complete! Hell yeah. Awesome! It opened. Good job, Sigma. Well done. Cool, cool. Now to do the globe thing. Go look at the thing. There you go. Oh, I get it. The completed globe goes here. Yeah, just like this. Perfect. Okay, blue planet. It's a globe. Look, some letters appeared on it. They say blue planet. It looks like the globe is refracting the light from the clock. Yes, into 5 different rays of light. Only the one in the middle is red, though. What the hell does that mean? I think it's supposed to represent a total lunar eclipse. What? Don't you know what that is? During a total lunar eclipse, the moon is entirely covered by the Earth's shadow. That doesn't mean the moon just disappears or turns black, though. It actually reflects light that's passed through the Earth's atmosphere. But this makes it appear to be red. Essentially, what's happening is that the moon is reflecting the sunset. So that red circle of light is supposed to be a total lunar eclipse? Isn't that what I just said? Okay. 5 beams of light are shining onto the letters on the wall. The one in the center is red, and Phi seems to think that it represents a total lunar eclipse because those make the moon red. Can't move it. Okay, whatever. We'll make a, red moon. There you go. The green sun, blue planet.
that back. I guess I should get my glasses too. Give me these things. Just slurp them up. It's a great time to get drunk. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Let's all just get nice and drunk. It'll be easier that way. I'll solve the puzzles better. I'll just have a drink of this delicious blue ocean. Mmm. There it goes. Alrighty.
Alrighty then.
Okay, so we need a blue planet. Where's the planet? Green one. No, that's island. Black. Black planet. Fear of a black planet, even. Mercedes. I love that baby. Okay, and, oh.
What a powerful shade of red. It feels so passionate. Maybe this would be good for trying to woo a girl.
Wanna try some, Luna?
Hey, I see what you're trying to do.
Damn. Bottle of alcohol. The label says sun?
Alcohol of the moon? It makes me think of Japanese sake for some reason.
It also makes me want to drink it. Don't drink it!
A green one! You know, my favorite color is green. Just looking at it makes me feel happy and calm. That's a really bright yellow. Some animals use yellow as a warning to predators, so maybe this is a warning to us to stay alert.
Cocktail made by mixing blue liqueur with the red planet alcohol. A blue planet. Okay. I like that they have some things to say about some of these. Let's just look at all of them.
I wonder what ocean alcohol would taste like. I hope it's not salty. Now I want to try it.
Don't drink it, you crazy bitch.
Island alcohol. I wonder if it comes from an island. How interesting.
Don't drink it. I just have to look at all of them because now I've realized that they have unique dialogue for each one. So now I'm trapped.
This one is white. White always makes me think of wedding dresses. I'd like to wear one someday.
Well, that means you're single, right?
Your face is scaring me.
It's a wild man, that Sigma. All right, I think that's everything. I just have to look at blue. Red, moon. Wait, let's look at...
This liqueur is blue. I think it matches you, Sigma.
Am I blue? Bye, Tiara. See you later. You'd be too if each plan that you had done fell through.
Well, you're wearing blue.
That's pretty straightforward. Okay, where's moon? Aha, moon in there. And you take the moon, and you take the moon, and you take the moon, and you take the moon. Well, you take the moon, and you take the moon. Okay, swap it. Well, I want to take the... Oh. I wanted to just swap them. Okay, I'll put an empty glass in there. Actually, let's not put an empty glass in there because there's a chance I might accidentally activate it, and that'd just be annoying. So now we need to make another green sun. Isaac's gonna be sad that he missed the green sun. Okay. Let's just do them in the order that we encountered them. Red sun, blue planet, red moon. I don't know that the order matters on this one, but I still felt like it.
Huh? It's green this time.
Yeah, it turned green when I put that drink on it.
Oh, look at the screen.
Yeah, I figured just in case.
Huh? It changed. Now there are different shapes in different places. Well, it's probably related to the safe somehow.
Can you remember this, Sigma? Leave it to me. I'll just remember it. I'll just Sigma it. It'll be fine. So what we had? Sun, sun, moon.
Ba-bam! Rocked it. Huh? I guess there's another password that can open it too. So it would seem.
There's a bunch of stuff in here. Let's see. First, we've got a map.
It says floor A in the corner.
Yeah.
We can take a closer look at it later. And there's still more stuff in there. Why don't you get the rest of it? Why don't you get the rest of it first?
Right. Next, we've got a card. 2 cards, actually.
Do you think these could be the key cards for the AB rooms? See? It says Ambidex room right on them. Yeah, you're probably right.
Now we can get into the AB rooms.
And that means we can start getting more bracelet points. And once we've got 9, then we can open the number 9 door and get out of here. At least, that's what that rabbit said. Yeah.
But how are we supposed to get back to the warehouse? And that's where all the AB rooms are. We can go back the way we came, but that door's locked.
I think the answer to that is in the safe. See? Read this note.
Here are a few more rules for you. Once you've opened a door, you can hop through it as much as you'd like. The chromatic doors are like that too. Once you open them, even I carrot keep you from going in and out of them. Any color of bracelet can go through them, and as many people as you like. But, you have to escape before you can take advantage of this free reign rule. It's fine. Once you've activated a chromatic door and gone through it to solve the puzzle beyond, it won't let you go back until you've solved the puzzle.
I see. So in other words, once we get out of here, we can get back to the warehouse. Right? Yeah, seems like it.
So that means this key here is the last piece of the puzzle. Hooray! We did it! Made it out. We got all the things. We did a good job. Hooray! Ka-chonk. The thing that keeps the door locked. It says lock. Okay, I'm gonna put the key in. You ready?
I keep telling you, you don't have to ask every single...
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Luna.
Oh, I'm ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hooray, I found it. I've got so big brain. Another elevator, huh?
Do you think it works?
Dunno. Only one way to find out, though.
Hey, someone's coming.
Looks like Alice, Clover, Kay.
And Dio, Quark, and Tenmyoji.
What's going on here?
We ran into them a little bit ago. Well, not literally, of course.
I don't know. With a prowl like that, I imagine you run into a lot of things.
Let me see the map.
Oh, sure. Well, we ended up being the closest. And the first one's out. Ho 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 ho. Feels good, baby. Ah, I get it. All three routes end up here.
That's the same as the map we found in the infirmary.
Infirmary?
Oh, we found a map like that too. Ours was in the crew quarters.
That's so. We found ours in the lounge.
Maybe we should sit down for a bit and exchange information.
No, there's plenty of time for that after we check out this elevator.
Junk. It's the elevator slowly descending as we all can't talk to each other. Head to the class trial.
What the? Oh, this is just like the other floor.
These doors have colors on them too. The one on the left is green. The one in the middle is blue. And the one on the right is red.
Are these chromatic doors? Look, there's a box here. It looked like the ones we saw earlier.
Lock, huh? Yep, won't budge.
Yeah, just like the other doors. No good trying to force it open, I suppose.
Is something wrong, Alice? You've been staring at your bracelet.
Oh. No, I'm fine. But it looks like my guess was right. The numbers have changed.
Numbers? Oh yeah, the time left. Looks like 2 hours. And 6 minutes.
Ah,
6
for
minutes.
fuck's sake. You telling me we're gonna have to just sit around here for another 2 hours?
Looks like we don't have a choice then. We gotta head back. Quark, why don't you show them that note we found?
Sure.
Oh? Did it say something like supplementary rules? Because if it did, we have one too. We found ours in the infirmary.
Yeah, we found one too. It was in a safe in the lounge. Here are a few more rules for you. Yeah. Once you open them, even I, blah, blah, blah. Any color bracelet can go through them. It's all fine, but you have to beat the room first. If that's true, then we can all go back the way we came and get into the warehouse.
I don't think Zero's saying we can. I think he's saying we have to. Otherwise, what's the point of that key card?
You mean this? The Ambidex room key.
We found some too.
That makes 6 then. One for each AB room.
Let's head back to the warehouse.
So when Zero says jump, we say how high, huh?
If you don't like it, stay here. Stupid angry mutt watching the door sounds about right.
Asshole. Better hope I don't have rabies, you self-satisfied old turd.
Well, what's it going to be? Are you going to go back with us? Or are you staying here by yourself?
All right, fine. I'm going.
We didn't have any conversations in that room. I just want to point that out. No one stopped me to talk about morphogenetic fields or astrology. I thought, oh, we're in the astrology room. They're gonna tell me about astrology. But no one said anything. The girl named Luna didn't talk to me about astrology. I mean, I'm assuming that the pair business has something to do with the morphogenetic thing.
This is the lounge.
I just figured, because, you know, in the last game, you'd go into a room and then you'd see an item and then someone would be like, hey, did you know about this experiment they did on the BBC? And how the people in India got more dogs right? Did you know about it? And I went, no, I didn't know about it. Who would know about that? You're insane.
It would seem Zero's notes were telling the truth. Getting back here was easy enough.
That means we could all go visit the infirmary too.
Pretty much.
Oh, or the crew quarters.
Hey, Grandpa, check this out. It's some of your favorite scotch.
Oh. Tempting, but I don't really think now's the time.
Whoa, hold on. Grandpa? Since when were they buddies? Or had they always been that close? In other words, they'd known each other before the Nonary game. And if Quark was calling Tenmyoji Grandpa, maybe they were even related. Alice and Clover seem to be close too. Just how many of these people knew each other already?
Let's go, buddy. As soon as we get out of here, I can drink all the scotch I want. You can drink all the root beer floats you can stomach.
What? You're gonna get me a root beer float?
But are you sure? Do you have enough money?
Oh, ye of little faith. I found an old factory full of rare earth metals the other day.
Rare earth metals. Oh, no. So they keep gearing me up for like, okay, now it's time. Now it's time. No. Now it's time. No. So I guess we got information that Tenmyoji and Quark know each other. Makes sense that Quark would comment on the bar, though. That's because that's a Deep Space Nine. I know about Deep Space Nine.
Oh, you're finally done. You were taking so long. I hopped off for a little nap.
Ah, for yawning? Really? You're just a computer program. You don't get tired.
Hey, B.O. My temper's got a hair trigger, and you're awfully close to pulling it. So I'd watch my mouth if I were you. Otherwise...
Well, you really need me to spell it out.
Forget it.
That's a good boy. Alrighty, let's get back to what we were talking about earlier. Namely, how do you get more BP?
Yeah. We go into the AB rooms, right? Look. We've got some keys for them right here. Kay and Quark have 2 each, so we've got 6 altogether.
But who goes into what room?
That doesn't really matter. Anybody can go into any room.
But there are only 6 rooms.
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, we have to go together if we're pairs.
Members of a pair share the same destiny.
Then you mean both members of a pair need to go into the same room?
Yes, yes, yes.
What do we do after we go into the room?
Play a game.
What do we do after we go into a room? Brass.
Just like it says on the door.
Brass.
You play the Ambidex game!
Wait,
You walk into the room, I release the gas.
what's ambidex supposed to mean anyway?
I would guess it's short for ambidextrous. Most use the word to refer to the ability to use both of one's hands, instead of favoring the left or right. But it can also be taken to mean someone who is duplicitous or two-faced.
I assume that the people who are solo are ambidextrous, and the people who are pairs are right or left-handed. It's a game of betrayal, then.
Well, yes, I guess you could put it that way.
And what's the nonary game?
That refers to the whole enchilada. The nonary game is a game where you try to open the number 9 door and escape. The Ambidex game is just a mini game you play as part of the larger one. Make sense?
Like hell. This shit is confusing.
Girls.
Is it? Or is it that you're just a few carrots short of a bushel? What do you think, Bia?
You arrogant little bastard.
Well, that's just how I am. So you better get used to it. Now, could I have you all move to the 8-bit room, please? I'll give you more specifics once everyone's inside. I think it'll probably be easier to understand that way.
They just gave her no direction, and they're just like, just do whatever. It's fine. Just be goofy. Kay, Quark, and myself each gave one card to Luna, Alice, and Tenmyoji. Then we headed into the AB rooms. There wasn't really any discussion of who'd go into which door, and Fi and I found ourselves heading to the leftmost room. Looks like everybody else has gone in already. Sorry, I forgot that these people talk. Looks like everybody else has gone in already. I think we should head in too.
Why are you asking me? Just hurry up and get in there.
Okay.
An Ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
What? This game's got a time limit too? What? 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 What the hell? Who is this?
Fuck if I know. Look, it doesn't matter who she is. Just get everybody over here.
Is it Luna's mom? Yeah, right. Hey! Guys, get over here. We found someone. There's a lady over here. She's unconscious. I didn't wait for a response, just turned around and followed Fee into the room. We knelt down next to the woman and turned her over as gently as we could manage. All that greeted us was blood. She's covered in blood. I leaned down to listen at her mouth. Nothing, no breath. With shaking hands, I felt against her neck for a pulse. No movement, just cold skin.
What the hell were you yelling at? What's going on here?
Is she?
Quark, don't look! Somebody get Quark out of here.
Okay. Come on, Quark.
Then she's...
Yeah, she's not breathing, and I can't find a pulse. Her body's already cold, so I'm guessing she was murdered a while ago.
Murdered?
Does this look like an accident or a suicide to you? And this is in the room that Kay and Clover were in.
Looks like she was stabbed. Don't see a weapon around here, though. That means either the killer...
Part of
Oh,
them?
whoops, sorry. The killer took it with him, or it was part of them.
Well, if someone was strong enough and they had metal hands, then they might be able to stab someone in the heart.
What are you suggesting?
It's just a joke. Don't take it so seriously.
I don't think that was a joke. I think you're being mean.
Whatever. If we examine the wound, we'll probably get a better idea of what the weapon was. Let's get her to the infirmary. She might be old, but she's still a woman. If we're going to do an autopsy, she should have some privacy. Come on, boys, let's go.
Dio, Kay, and I gingerly lifted the woman up and carried her to the infirmary. Perhaps he just didn't consider himself one of the boys, or maybe it was something else. Whatever the reason, Tenmyoji only stared. His whole body was rigid, like a rope pulled almost to its breaking point. But it was his eyes that caught my attention. He wasn't staring at us, not quite. It was more like he was staring toward us, a smoldering spark of something burning silently behind his gaze. It wasn't until we were almost to the infirmary that I realized Tenmyoji hadn't spoken a single word since the moment we'd found the body. I turned to look back at him. He was following us at a distance, his breathing heavy and labored and his movements slow and shuffling, as if his body was suddenly made of lead. Infirmary. The old woman's body was surprisingly light. Carrying her felt almost like carrying an old dry piece of wood. We set her down carefully in the infirmary bed, as if we were afraid she might break. She looks so peaceful. Almost like she's just gonna wake up any minute now.
Maybe she didn't suffer much when she died.
Let's hope so. Maybe she didn't suffer much when she
Anyway.
got strawberry jam spilt on her chest.
I feel a little bad about doing this, but I think we need to examine her.
You mean like an autopsy or something?
I'm just going to have a look at the wound. If we had a coroner, then it would be a different story, but... What?
I have a medical license.
No way. I can't believe it. The way you were talking about medical things. See, I thought she might be Luna's mom because of Luna's little accents on her cuffs and little accents on her collar. And they look like this sort of like trappings that she was wearing. So I thought they might be related, but I guess not. I guess she was Tenmyoji's wife.
You're a nurse?
Which seems, I don't know. Who knows? She could also be none of these things.
No.
You're a doctor?
Well, I'm not exactly a coroner.
Interesting. I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover, can you?
Sorry.
You don't need to apologize.
Are you really going to perform an autopsy? Oh, I won't really be doing it. I think that machine over there is a medical scanner. It's called an ATOM. It uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose people.
Oh, good.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Oh yeah? And just how the hell do you remember that?
Because Alice, Clover, and I examined this entire room.
So you think you can use it to perform some kind of autopsy?
Yes, I think I should be able to manage that.
Luna ran the scanner over the body, and then turned back to the terminal. The display filled up with text, most of it rather technical. Sex, female, estimated age 65 to 75 years. Diagnosis, deceased. Cause of death, exsanguination. Estimated time of death, 3 or 4 hours ago. Damage trajectory, weapon entered through the 4th intercostal piercing heart. Wound characteristics. Wound margin, clean, continuous. Wound angles, 1 sharp, 1 blunt. Wound cavity, 150 millimeters. Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters. Conclusion. Based on the characteristics described above, there is a 95% chance that the wound was caused by a sharp, single-bladed instrument. Yep, that seems about it. Huh. Yeah, I don't really get it. What's it mean by instrument? Was she stabbed with a clarinet or something?
It means a tool of some sort. A knife, probably.
In other words, she was stabbed in the heart, right?
Yes.
Well, I suppose that clears me of suspicion.
Sorry, but no.
Why? Please, don't tell me you think my hand can somehow turn into a knife.
I told you that was a joke.
Then why am I still a suspect?
We found the old lady in one of the AB rooms,
Mm-hmm.
specifically the one farthest to the left. Before we went in there, only 2 other people had been in that room. You and Clover. Only one of you was conscious.
Bum bum.
Fi, please, stop joking around. I assure you, there was no one else in that room besides Clover when I woke up. She must have been put there later.
But the door was locked, right? I don't think anyone could have gotten in without the key.
Perhaps, but there was a hatch on the ceiling, remember?
Yes, there was.
But they got
Zero
closed.
said he locked all the hatches.
Well, if he was telling the truth, nobody could have gotten in there after you 2 left. Which means...
Fucking bastard! Why'd you kill her, Kay? I knew it. You're him, aren't you? You're the real Zero.
Wait a minute, please. Just calm down. You aren't making sense. Let's suppose I am Zero. Why would I do something that would obviously cast suspicion on me?
Well, because you figured we'd think that. And you'd throw us off the trail by doing the exact opposite.
That's not a logical argument. Still, you do have at least half a point. Your argument doesn't confirm my guilt, but it does show us where we should be looking. The real Zero, the person who brought us here, is likely the person who murdered that woman. Doesn't that seem like the most reasonable answer?
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. If Zero was the murderer, then they could open anything they wanted to. I mean, didn't Zero say something about that?
I live in the master computer. That means all the electronic doors in this whole warren are under my control.
Exactly. Also, consider this. If the murderer isn't Zero,
consider the following.
Why would the AI Zero stay silent? He told us that his job was to make sure the game ran smoothly, but now the unexpected has happened, and he says nothing. Why would he do that? If he can see everything we do, then he must know who killed the old woman. So why has he kept his silence? The answer is simple.
I love this game's 2 ellipses. Every now and again, just like, throw a text box with nothing and 2 ellipses in there. Just for fun.
Or rather, Zero Senior, I suppose you could say. He likely ordered Zero Junior, the AI, to keep his identity hidden. If Zero Junior told us about the murder, then Zero Senior's identity would be compromised. There is something else to consider as well. Perhaps this murder was not unexpected. Zero Senior murdered her.
Let's just do that real fast.
Death is only another part of the game.
Killing someone is just part of a game to him?
Well, there's no way to know for sure. But I would assume so.
Ten minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Whoa, what was that?
Well, one thing's for sure.
And that is?
If we don't go vote, something bad's going to happen.
You see? Just as I said. Zero Jr. ensures the game continues, even though someone has died. All of this is part of Zero Sr.'s plan.
Let's get back to the warehouse. If we all head to the AB rooms, maybe we'll see Zero Jr. After all, he told us he'd give us specifics once we gone in.
We're really going in there. Whoop.
Gosh dang it.
I kinda don't want to. I mean, there was a dead lady in there just a few minutes ago. Huh? Wait. Bye. Where'd you go?
Up here.
Up? Whoa. What the hell is she doing? You must be really desperate to get high.
Seriously? That's the best you can do? I was expecting something about how I jump at the first sign of trouble.
Whatever. What are you up to up here anyway? Everybody's already gone into the AB rooms.
Yeah, well, there was something I wanted to check out.
And that is?
This thing. Remember it?
The hatch.
Try opening it.
Ugh. No luck. It won't budge.
Then that means this AB room is locked down tight. No one could get in.
You're talking about whoever killed that old lady, aren't you?
Yeah.
You still think it's Kay, huh? Well, like Clover said, if Zero Sr. is the killer, then it wouldn't matter if we could open this hatch or not.
I know. I just wanted to be sure.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
Let's go. I imagine Algernon's waiting for us.
He's a rabbit. I don't know what Algernon... I'm thinking of flowers for Algernon?
Look,
I don't know.
there's something on the screen.
Yeah, you're right.
Ambidex game will now begin. To enter your vote, please touch the start button on your screen. Once you have entered your vote, the door will lock automatically. It will not open again until the polling period has finished.
Well, looks like there's no going back now.
Astute observation.
Hooray! Everybody's finally here! I've been waiting.
So have we. We've got some questions for you, Zero. Who was that old
Will all of you please stop bombarding me with questions?
All?
Other people in the other rooms are asking me stuff just like you are, Siggy. I guess you probably can't hear them since these rooms are completely soundproof, but B.O. is especially loud. For real, B.O. I need you to shut up. There isn't much time. I gotta hurry and explain all this stuff, or the game will end before I'm done. So, no more questions from now on. No answers for anybody, okay? You just have to wait. Now, let's get this party started! Let me tell you about the AB game. Since it's a game, you're obviously going to have an opponent. But it's not like this is a battle royale where you just fight everybody. Each round will be a one-on-one battle. Mono a mono! Or
Epic
mono
Fortnite.
a mono. Well, there are 2 people in each pair, aren't there?
So it'll be more of a 2-on-1 battle, I guess.
Now, your opponent is going to be. It's actually really easy. You'll be competing against whoever you paired up with to go through the chromatic doors. For example, Siggy and Fido paired up with Mooney and went through the magenta door, didn't they? That means that Siggy and Fido will be playing against Mooney. And it goes the other way too.
Mooney's opponent will be Siggy and Fido.
Obviously, that means Potassium and Cleaver's enemy will be Alas.
Potassium for K? Really?
And Bo and Quirk's enemy will be Tenmeoldy. Well, I guess enemy isn't really the right word, is it? After all, if you choose ally, then they're your ally.
What? Don't get it? Well, don't worry. Just listen while Zero the Third explains it all.
First, I want everybody
It's
to
the prisoner's
focus on the
dilemma
screen
thing,
on the
right?
device in the back of the room. You should see A, ally, and B, betray on it. Do you?
All you guys have to do
Just pick! Just pick one of those easy options!
Just click ally every time. Just don't give up your bros. It's literally that simple.
Your BP will go up or down, depending on what you pick. It's a little complicated, and some of you are a little slow. So, I made this handy chart. The plus and minus are from your point of view.
Okay.
So, let's say you choose ally, and so does your opponent. You'll get 2 BP, and so will they.
And you'll all get a nice warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
Yay! Let's all do that.
We call that the best pals outcome. Just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it? Next is what you get if you choose ally, but your opponent chooses to betray. If that happens, you lose 2 BP, and they get 3. We call that the stupid jerk face outcome.
Somebody did that to me, I'd skin them and stew them with some taters.
Uh-huh.
The third choice is the opposite of that. It's when you choose betray, but your nice, innocent opponent chooses ally. This time, you're the one who gets 3 BP, and they're the one who loses 2.
Yeah, I get it.
That serves them right outcome. I mean, what were they thinking? Choosing ally was a stupid choice, and there's nothing for you to feel guilty about. And finally, the very last scenario. This is when you choose betray, and so does your opponent. If that happens, neither of you guys will lose anything. Absolutely 0 change in BP.
Boring.
Ah,
We call this the why even bother outcome.
that's
As the
great.
game master here, this is the situation I want to avoid.
The prisoner's dilemma. I know, I get it.
You're probably wondering about the pairs, aren't you? No, let me explain. Remember how I told you that both people in a pair share a destiny? Well, that applies here too. The 2 of you only get 1 vote.
I know,
You
I
get to choose
understand.
once between ally or betray.
You split your points though.
We're going to auto.
You both get 3 points, or lose 2 points, or whatever. In other words, what you see on this chart is what you get. Okay then. I think that about does it for the basic rules.
Actually, there's a little bit more.
Oh, there's more. She has to talk more. Okay, good.
It's almost time!
Hey, wait.
I won't wait and I can't wait. Didn't you hear me? It is time!
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing
It's time for
soon.
me to be hopping on out of here. See you later! Have a nice trouble.
These are getting worse.
We don't have time to talk about this. Choose betray.
No, Fi! What? You're kidding. You really want me to betray Luna?
We don't know if she'll ally or not. If we choose ally and she chooses betray, we're screwed. That's a loss of 2 points. You tell me, Sigma. What's 3 minus 2?
What kind of idiot do you think I am? It's 1, obviously.
Exactly. If our BP gets down to 1, it's over. So?
Wait. What do you mean by it's over?
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Just press the damn button.
You're hiding something. Yeah, you've been suspicious from the get-go. I mean, how'd you know my name? Or how about when we found that old lady's body? You didn't even blink. Almost like you knew she would be there. Look, I don't want to believe it, but did you... Are you...
Fine. If you won't do it, then I...
Don't think so. I'm not gonna move until you give me some answers. If I don't do anything, it'll just vote ally for us anyway. So let's hear it. What are you hiding? What's "it's over" supposed to mean?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Yeah, get rocked.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Should have explained faster.
3, 2,
When your BP hits 0, you die. That's what I meant.
1.
Ally. Ha.
Round 1 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
It's fine. I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others running toward the monitor, shoving and pushing to get closer. Tenmyoji was left behind, his footsteps a slow, heavy plod. What had happened to make him like that?
What was that, Sigma?
Huh?
Don't play dumb. You chose ally. Didn't you hear me? I told you that if your BP drops to 0, you die.
Yeah, I heard you. A whole second before the deadline. How can you expect me to think anything through that quick? It would have taken like half a second just to process what you'd said.
No, you could have done it. The brain's processing power increases during a crisis. It starts working so fast that a second can seem like an eternity.
Yeah, sure.
Your brain was doing that right before time ran out, wasn't it? Well, am I wrong?
What the hell are you talking about? Okay, fine. Let's be generous and say, hypothetically, that you're right about this crisis overclocking thing. How would you know whether or not my brain was doing that? Did you crack open my skull while I wasn't looking? You just wedge a microscope in there and have a look at my neurons? Let me be straight with you. Your shit is whack. Like hella whack. I mean, you just know stuff you shouldn't. Stuff like my name, or how if your BP hits 0, you die. You told me you don't know why, but more and more, I'm starting to think you've been lying to me.
Yo, what's up? Siggy! But no! Hey, what are you kids doing over there? We're about to announce the results.
Let's go.
I guess
Time
let's
to see
go.
What the results are. Maybe it's different this time.
Oh no. She's the main character, not me. I'm just a big lummox. Huh? This time? Hey! Bye! Hold on! Shit.
Good. Looks like you're all here. Finally.
Let's get ready to rock!
Ambidex game! Round 1! The results!
If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Yeah, we're buds. Everyone else is a bunch of dicks. We're good people. Also, I can't believe Clover would betray Alice. That sucks.
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
I like how everyone else who was a pair ended up betraying, because you have a person there to talk to, like, obviously I should just pick ally because that's all you can hope to pick, but then you have someone there who's to talk to. It's like, I don't know, man, what if this could happen, what if that could, I don't know. Yeah, we're buddies, motherfucker. Thanks, Luna.
Oh no, it's nothing. You don't have to thank me. I only did what anybody would have done. I believed in you and Phi.
Ba-bam! When Luna glanced away, I threw Phi what could only be described as a smug grin. Rather frustratingly, she didn't respond, only turned away unperturbed. I was about to press the issue when I heard Tenmyoji's voice.
Quark, what happened?
No, it wasn't me. Mr. Dio tricked me. He told me he'd pick ally. He promised.
That motherfucker.
That's why I let him do the voting.
Is this true, Dio?
Are you serious? This kid's full of shit.
Oh my god.
What?
I didn't do squat. Quark was the one who decided how we were gonna vote. And you wanna know what he told me?
You just leave the voting to me, Mr. Dio. Grandpa's gonna choose to ally for sure, because I'm his opponent on this one. I think we should betray. To be honest, I'm getting kinda tired of that grumpy old bastard. He's had a good life, but it's time for him to go. What do you say we leave the old fart here and leave? I've got a plan. See? Don't worry about me. I'll just tell him you tricked me. He'll believe whatever I tell him. Besides, if he still trusts me, that'll make it easier to use him again later. What do you say, Mr. Dio? Pretty good plan, huh? Alright, let's do it. You're lying! I never should have trusted you! Dio! You're a lying jerk!
Sure, kid, keep whining. See if I care.
Grandpa! You believe me, right?
Don't let this brat fool you, old man. All of this is just part of his plan.
You bastard! I'm not gonna let you get away with this!
That's enough, Quark. Don't lose your temper. How long have I known you? I could be deaf and blind, and I'd still know if you were lying to me.
Yeah.
Really?
Definitely not a little gremlin.
You're just as gullible as he said you'd be. Hook, line, and sinker. Let me give you a little warning, Tenmyoji. That little shit is a hell of an actor. I'll bet you money he's a born con man. I don't know what he is to you, but if I were you, I'd trust the kid as far as I could throw him, and at your age, that can't be much. You hearing me, old man? Keep an eye on him.
That's all right. I understand.
I'm so sorry.
I apologize. This is very unfortunate.
Yeah, why did you two betray? You're assholes. It looked as though another argument had taken place while Quark and Dia were fighting. Whatever it had been about, it appeared to have resolved itself.
The past is the past. There's no point complaining about it. I'll just have to try and get those points back in the next AB game. Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think we'll be having another round?
Well, you said round 1. If there's a round 1, then there's likely a round 2.
Besides, didn't you say the goal of the AB game was to get 9 BP? That's impossible without a second round.
Yeah, I guess you got a point. You're right. There will be a second round.
When?
I don't know. Why not? The voting happens when an AB gate opens.
They're already open.
Right you are. So, let me just close them.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 2 of the Ambidex game will be the Moon Round. Moon cards will be required to open the gates.
And there will only be 3 rounds. And so when if you start at 3, 2 to 5, 2 to 7, 2 to 9. So if everyone always picks ally, then we can all make it out. But if anyone picks anything other than ally, they de facto doom people to not being able to get out, unless they steal points from someone who has more points than necessary. So say you get I don't know. I don't think you can balance it out at this point, because balancing it out just puts you back to 1. Does that mean you can't use these cards anymore since they've got suns on them?
Yes, indeedy. Now, you'll have to look for cards with moons on them.
So, how many times do we play the AB game?
I don't know. As many times as you need to. It's anybody's guess how long it'll go. But
There will be 3 games. There will be a sun, a moon, and a star. It's not hard to figure out.
So it's over when someone gets 9 BP.
Nope. As long as that person doesn't open the number 9 door, the game goes on.
Of course. You could also get stuck.
It's not like it's not obvious.
The quest keeps going back and forth and back and forth, winning and losing points. After all, if there's no money with 9 BP, the door can't open. If that happens, you'll just have to continue on to round 3, and round 4, and round 5, round 100, round 2000. You might even go all the way up to round 24,9,004,897. Although, I really, really hope it doesn't come to that.
Hey, can I ask you something?
I don't know. Can you?
There's rules about who can go into the secondary doors, right? Like, you have to have the 3 people exactly.
Yeah? So?
Well, what about the number 9 door? Are the rules the same?
Nope. There aren't any rules about how many people can go through that door. It could be 1 person, or 2 people, or even all 9 of you. There is one thing though, Ziggy. All that stuff about how you have to have 3 people to go through the secondary chromatic doors, maybe it's not 100% true.
What? What do you mean?
Well, you can open the door with just 1 or 2 people if you want.
That's not what you told us.
Well, I didn't want to make things complicated.
Then explain it now.
Just use the bracelets.
What? How?
There's a sort of scanner between the 2 rooms. It checks to see if the right people are going through. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's scanning the people.
Uh-huh.
So, bracelets then?
Ding ding ding! As long as the scanner sees the right combination of bracelets, it doesn't matter how many people there are!
Okay. Yeah. But wait, hold on a minute. Do these things even come off?
No, yes!
They do indeed.
Then how do I take it off?
Well, there's two ways. The first is to get through the number 9 door and escape. As soon as you're out, the bracelet unlocks all by itself.
What's the second way? Hey, Zero, wake up, will ya? What's the second way?
As if you die.
Oh, Theo. I think you already know.
What?
Do you really want to get rid of that bracelet?
Of course I do!
Oh, well, I see. It's easy. Nothing to
Just
it, really.
die.
You die.
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses.
You know what an electrocardiogram is, right? Technically, it's a machine that graphs the electric current flowing across the myocardium, but you probably know it as the thing in the hospital with the little light that goes beep, 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 beep. When someone dies on a TV show.
Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. Your fancy little bracelets pick up
I
on
mean,
that.
that's probably fair. That is how we know what it is.
So, when that signal goes away...
The lock on the bracelet releases, right?
Yep. So there you go. The second way. Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
So if someone has like heart palpitations, then
Apart from that, there's
Like-
no other way to get the bracelets off. If you try something harebrained, like trying to break them or something, you'll be disobeying the rules. I don't think I need to remind you what happens when you do that. But if you're lucky, you might get to see a few of them come off during the next round.
bum bum.
I guess it's not gonna be very lucky for some of you, huh?
Next round.
Yep.
What do you mean?
Well, do I have to explain everything? Somebody might die during the next round of the AB game.
There. That's pretty clear, right?
Bum bum.
Yes, I'd say it's going to be 10 mealdy or less. One or the other. Or... it might be both of them.
Wait, what?
Why am I going to die?
I guess I can tell you why. Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I'm pretty sure I already told you what the penalty is.
You mean the needles in our bracelets are gonna activate and we'll die?
Correct, Ziggy. Full marks.
So, I had been right. But how had she known before Zero told us?
I see. Alice and I only have 1 BP. That means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
What? What the hell? This is important stuff. Why didn't you tell us about this earlier?
Sorry.
Sorry's not going to cut it. I thought you were supposed to tell us.
Is she the same
Not
voice
part of them.
actress as Lotus? This is clearly just Lotus, but with a tan.
Well...
I don't know.
Is there anything else you've conveniently left out? It's not fair to make people play a game without explaining all the rules.
I also like how she's way quieter, and like everyone's way quieter in this scene than they were in the last scene. Audio mixing is not very consistent.
I think it's fair. After all, it's not like anybody else knew, right? Right, Fido?
Yeah, I guess so.
I took a moment to go over everything in my head. The AB game would continue until someone opened the number 9 door. There were no rules about how many people could or couldn't pass through the number 9 door. That meant it was possible for everyone to escape. The secondary chromatic doors could be opened by any number of people, so long as you had the right bracelets. The bracelets would only unlock under 2 conditions: if you left the building or if your heart stopped. If your BP hit 0, the needles in your bracelet would activate, killing you.
Oh, one last thing. The next set of chromatic doors you'll be going through are downstairs. You already saw them, right? There should have been 3. Red, blue, and green.
I seen it.
That to get through, you'll need bracelets in cyan, magenta, and yellow.
But wait! You've already got those bracelets! Have a look! The color's changed, hasn't it?
Check a look. Yeah, it did change. Mine changed from red to cyan.
Me too. Mine's cyan now.
Mine too. Wait, I guess the colors weren't the only thing that changed. It switched from pair to solo.
You're right. Mine switched from solo to pair.
Mine is now a solo as well.
Yep, looks like mine's changed too. I've gone from solo to pair.
I'm still a pair.
The 3 of us seem to be magenta now as well.
I'm yellow, and it still says solo. Fi, you and Dio are yellow now too, right?
Yeah.
Looks like I'm a pair.
When did they change? Back when the AB gates closed.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too. And of course, it's totally random. No rules or anything! Now, with all of that explained, I must bid you adieu.
I bid you
again.
What?
Well, there's not really anything for me to facilitate anymore. I mean, you guys are good from here, right?
Yes.
I'll never see you guys again.
I don't believe you.
Did you really think I was gonna cry?
No.
Suckers! As if I'd cry over you dummies!
What the? You fucking dick!
You mad? Anyway, good luck. I may be gone, but I'm always watching.
What a dick ass.
Maybe I'll see you again someday.
You stupid dick butt.
Have a nice tragedy.
Anyway. That was fun.
Piece of shit.
We're almost
If I could just
there.
get my hands on that little fucker, I'd squeeze him till he popped.
Little piece of shit, that motherfucker. That sounds gross. I don't really want to think about that.
So what happens now? We've still got a while until the chromatic doors open.
Yeah, looks like about 42 minutes.
We should go and see if we can find any other exits. Maybe there's a vent or a disposal chute or something. If there's a chance Zero missed something.
I concur. There's no point in standing around. We lose nothing by looking, and if we find nothing, we can always return and go through the chromatic doors.
Let's split up. 5 minutes would give us a good half hour or so. Let's meet in front of the chromatic doors 5 minutes before they open then. Any objections?
There were none. After some nods and mumbling, they split up and moved off to investigate. I was the only person who stayed behind. Damn. How the hell did I end up here? Why? Why me? Try as I might, I couldn't think of anything I'd done that could have landed me in Zero's game. I hadn't pissed anyone off, at least not this bad. I didn't owe anybody money, and my family certainly wasn't rich. If anyone was hoping to get a fat ransom payout for me, they were gonna be very disappointed. Obviously, I wasn't some kind of genius, nor was I an Olympic athlete, and I certainly hadn't been chosen by God to fulfill some great purpose on his earth. Well, at least if I was, I didn't know it yet. Had I started a fight with a frightening and mysterious new religion? No. Had I hacked into some terrorist group's server? No. Had I witnessed an assassination? No. Had I gotten wasted and had a one-night stand with the mistress of a prominent politician? Well, yes. But it was just the one time. And she was the one who went after me. Oh, jeez. It was just the one time. Sigma Chad. Unbelievable Sigma Chad. Anyway, I was just an ordinary college student. If there was a reason I'd been abducted and put in the nonary game, I sure couldn't see it. Why was this happening to me? I thought back to what I'd been doing right before I was taken. The memories were still blurry, but they were there. Yeah. Okay, we'll see this and then we'll be done. We'll see his memories and then we'll get to the investigation period or whatever they want to call it, and then we'll call it for the day. December 25th, 2028, early morning, California desert. I was eating my hamburgers in California. The moon was beautiful. I just finished writing a paper due that day and was heading to my car from the research building. The parking lot was empty and a bright moon cast sharp shadows across the chilly pavement. The last time I'd looked at the clock, it had said it was 2 in the morning, which meant that today was Christmas Day. It was Christmas! It wasn't almost Christmas, it was Christmas! So, why was I at school typing away feverishly on Christmas? The miracle happened! It's all coming together, baby! Japanifornia, almost Christmas. It's all converging. Harmonically, even. Well, there were 3 reasons. First, my home computer had suddenly decided to eat shit. When I hit the power button, I just got nothing. I didn't have the time to spend all night troubleshooting this stupid thing, so I headed back to campus to use one of the school machines. Second, the professor in charge of my research group was a Buddhist. Christmas didn't appear to have any sort of significance to him, and part of me couldn't shake the thought that he was trying to make some kind of point. Third, my girlfriend had broken up with me a week before. I'm sorry, I don't think we should see each other anymore, goodbye. All I got was that one cold email. Try as I might, I couldn't even get in touch with her. Of course, that meant I wouldn't be attending the party we'd been planning on going to. Somehow I didn't think drinking by myself around a bunch of happy couples would really be a good idea. At any rate, I'd stayed up all night to finish my paper and emailed it off to my professor before the sun began to rise. As I walked across the parking lot, I felt light. Perhaps it was the relief of finishing my paper, or perhaps it was the 5 energy drinks I'd chugged to stay awake. Perhaps it was both. I slid into my car and stuck the key in the ignition after only 2 tries. I twisted the key. Nothing happened. Huh? I jiggled the key in the slot and tried again. It's white monster energies. Of course it was. He's Sigma Gigachad. And again. And again. On the 5th try, the engine made an odd creaking noise, like metal on metal, and felt silent. God damn it! You stupid piece of shit! I screamed and pounded on the steering wheel, but nothing worked. The console was about to get a visit from my fist when... Huh? What? What the hell is this? Why is my car smoking? I clawed at the door, and for a moment I thought that it was just my panic and lack of sleep that were keeping me from opening it. It wasn't long before I realized the truth. Shit! Open, goddammit! What was going on? My mind was racing, trying desperately to puzzle out what was happening through a haze of fear and caffeine-fueled neuron misfires. That was when I saw it. Just a glimpse in the rear-view mirror. But I was certain there was someone behind my car. I spun around as fast as a very tired college student sitting in a car can. Who's there? My vision started to swim as the smoke filled the car. The more of it I inhaled, the heavier my body felt, and I could already feel the world starting to go dark. The last of my strength failed, and I collapsed sideways into the passenger seat. My eyes slowly drooped closed. Want to know why I'm buying these white monsters? 'Cause you are a white monster. Sigma, you make the same joke every time you come up here. Every time you come in this store. You see this sign? You're not allowed to be here anymore. Oh, you're so fucking funny because I'm a white monster. God damn it. When they opened again, I was in the AB room with Fee. That's one of my... I'll have to find that image sometime and post it the next time my next stream announcement on Twitter. That's gonna be the stream announcement picture. Is, God damn it, Gigachad, you make the same joke every time you fucking come in here. It's a big sign that says, do not serve this man, and it's Gigachad. Why is this happening to me? I spent a few minutes wallowing in my misery. I figured I deserved at least a little self-pity. But even I knew that brooding and whining wasn't gonna get me anywhere. Like Kay had said, we needed to at least try to find another way out. So I shook my head to clear it, stood up straight, and headed off. Okay, we're not heading off anywhere. We're saving. Yeah, saving. I love to save. Look at all these endings. Look at them all. What could they even mean? Let's look at the, not the log, at the flow chart. Okay, so this is the first choice. And then something, I assume that these are betray or ally. And they all lead to different things. And I guess these are the things that lead to the end. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. So our choices that we have made are to take the magenta door with Luna and ally with Luna, getting us 2 points. So I have 5 points. There's lots of stuff to do. So I'm assuming I do the thing. I have to decide who I'm going with. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what could happen next? I'm probably gonna die, but that's fine. It's an important part of life is dying. So yeah, I will see y'all all tomorrow. This was a lot of fun. I like Zero Escapes. I'm sad we didn't get a Wikipedia article yet, but we'll get there. I'm sure there's plenty of Wikipedia articles waiting for us. It'll be fine. What? They're not in. Oh my god. That's disappointing. Frankly, that's just disappointing. I wanted to hear about like human psychology. I don't know. But yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. Full Fiction is just garbage. I mean, it is 2028. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I will be very excited to play more of this game. I'll see you all tomorrow. The 20XDX. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. This has been fun. Same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. Hour ago. Oh. Maybe take a walk. Have a good rest of your day, though. Bye-bye.